Good evening everyone, and for the final time we welcome you to TT_Project Cars. This is the Cup event. This is in the Ginetta Juniors, the G40 Juniors, only 100 miles an hour for these cars, or 100 brake horsepower I should say for these cars out on track. At Donington National, not Dubai Autodrome that we are seeing currently on the lobby settings. The lobby settings do need to be refined a little bit before we begin. But what I can tell you is that I'm JamesHead14, of course, the legendary commentator, taking you through another week's of action here for the final week of TT_Project Cars. And what a fantastic season it has been, and to round us up, let's have a look then at some of the standings that we have got. Racing Roulette, Crusher Bro took it on 269 points. In fact, he did take both titles, the Racing Roulette and indeed the Formula Renault Series as well. McKinnon for you finishing in second in both, really good performance from him throughout the season. Andy in third on 111 points in the Racing Roulette. He finished fourth on 198 points in the Formula Renaults. Alan Kay finishing in fourth in the Racing Roulette and fifth in the Formula Renaults, 102 and 194 points respectively there for the Irishman. Sinclair in fifth on 99 points in the Racing Roulette. He finished sixth on 144. He didn't attend the last couple of races for that. It was Aguilera in sixth on 90 points in the Racing Roulette. He finished third in the Formula Renaults. Fantastic stuff for the Spaniard to just jump ahead of Andy very late on, along with Alan Kay. Only 6 points separating those guys in the Formula Renault series. Theo Daly finishing in seventh on 72 points in the Racing Roulette. He also finished seventh place in the Formula Renaults on 139 points. Charlie finished eighth in both series, 48 and 105 points respectively. Mia Olwoff in ninth on 40 points in the Racing Roulette and 62 points in the Formula Renaults. And Kieran McGinley in 10th on 28 points for the Racing Roulette and 54 points for him in the Formula Renaults as well. Bit of a mix-up standings there, but hopefully you do get the idea. I do want to try and run through this a little bit quicker. The Regional Motorsport winning the Formula Renaults Constructor standings on 497 points. Congratulations to them. And of course, congratulations to Crusher Bro for taking both titles. Team Panasonic in second on 378 points. Equipe d'Umberville in third on 272. Renault Sport in fourth on 224. With Team Rapper Olio in fifth on 222. Team Sharifza in sixth on 175. And then Team D-Box in seventh on 149 points. Team Fanatec and the reserve team scoring what I like to call the nil points, 0 points for both of those teams. Of course, if you do want to get in touch, do want to support any of the drivers here out on track, do so within the comment section. Do keep it clean, of course, within the comment section. And of course, we'll be flailing in between the comments and indeed commentary tonight. I do apologise in advance. I have been suffering from a bit of a sore throat today. The flu looks like it's coming back to bite me just before Christmas, which is quite thankful actually that it comes now and not at Christmas, because that would be the worst thing ever. But I am suffering a little bit, so if you hear me coughing and spluttering, don't worry about me. Just getting that out there, just for anybody not to worry. Good evening to Billy tuning in. Well, Billy, of course, from TTSL. Great performance from him on Friday. Do come in and tune in for that this coming Friday as well for the TTSL League 2, alongside me, of course, for that at 7:30. Aguilera tuning in. Hello to Aguilera. Hopefully you're doing well tonight, the Spaniard. Do you want to drive as POV after the race? I can get POVs during commentary, actually. I can fluctuate between the cameras. You've probably been seeing it in a couple of the streams in the past couple of weeks. I've been trying to give a lot more camera angle and a lot more broader sense of what the drivers are doing out on track. So I think it will be an interesting way to engage, really, with you guys, of course. If you want to see driver on board camera angles, I will deliver you driver on board camera angles for tonight. Of course, we are here for 10 minutes worth of qualifying and 2 20-minute races for the Cup event. It's going to be streamed right through. There's going to be no separate streams. We are going to be running this with one stream with a little bit of a break in to really delve into the comment section as well in all of that. Oh, you did mean interview. Yeah, I'm probably not going to be doing interviews. My voice is going to be probably messed up by the time these two races and the qualifying ends, put it that way. Good to see Racing at Home here as well. Racing at Home of course, debuted last week at the Dubai Autodrome, doing a fantastic job. He is back tonight for the Cup event. I cannot wait until we see these 7 drivers go and do things out on track here tonight. Hopefully your voice does not commit brick. Yeah, I know. I hope it doesn't either. I might take like a minute's break or something within the commentary. Hopefully you guys do appreciate that. But I'll try and get through everything, and I'll try my very damnedest to get through it all. Let's have a look at the Ginetta G400, G40 junior cars. I do apologise. 120 mile an hour, only 100 brake horsepower, 6-speed sequential gearbox, weighing just under 2 tons. They are quite nifty, these cars, and I've been trying them out before. 5.4 seconds in acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, and you can see there the features. Control difficulty on 1, cornering speed on 1. That's exactly what you want for really competitive racing structure here on the final night of TT_project cars. And it is a shame that is our final night, but of course do tune in to CRC when that gets underway after the New Year, Competitive Racing Club of course, and I will just give a shout out to them right now. It is at Competitive RC, if you do want to have a look at signing up. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? It'll be fantastic to obviously get a part of, and I think it will be really interesting and dynamic to see how our drivers get on who are merging from TT_project cars to a new mould of CRC. It's going to be really fascinating to find out, of course, done within the best interest of both leagues to ensure that you guys have got the best possible quality of racing and the best possible quality of action out on track. That is what it is being done for, so don't worry about that whatsoever. But I do urge you to sign up, of course. Why wouldn't I? I'm going to be the commentator for that as well, alongside Alan Cavagnaro, which would be fantastic. A fantastic guy, the Irishman. Let's have a look at who's first out on track. It is, of course, our Racing Roulette and Formula Renault champion, Crusher Bro. 2 wins, 2 seasons in a row. He has won titles in both series, and it will be fantastic to see how he copes tonight. These Ginettas are quite slow. Don't be worried if you see anybody spin. These cars are quite nifty, but you can lose the back end quite a lot on these cars. That's what I've tended to find out, and I've had the privilege of commentating actually on these cars around this track before in Gather Racing, so a lot of experience to be had, I think, here tonight. Only 7 drivers out on track. Don't worry about that. There's going to be these 7 drivers will probably provide a lot of great action out on track, and hopefully keep it clean in the process as well. But we are on board with Crusher Bro, and let's actually go on board with him as he comes through the right hander now towards the long straight. Of course, there's 2 track configurations. I'll just go on board with him to explain this. If you go to the right hand side like we are doing tonight, it is the national track. If you go to the left hand side, he'll be on the right hand side of the track here. There is a little chicane, and that goes off to the old Grand Prix circuit, of course, just for a bit of factual knowledge there. Crusher Bro, though, coming now down the straight to start off a lap, and let's go on board with him for this lap. Let's take it from roof cam, my favourite cam, on riding on board, and we'll also flick on to see what he's doing. Takes a very wide out line at turn 1. You can flick this car very nicely through. Just a little bit too much speed, he gets caught. That might be an invalidation there. It's not. Luckily, we'll go on board with him down the hill towards the right-hander. Now, I haven't got a track map right on me. I am going to get that now because I do know these corner names, and it is very hard to remind myself of what these corner names actually are. So I do apologise. I've got to briefly just get this up so I can give you much more professional commentary instead of me waffling on saying, oh, through the right and left-handers corners. Let me have a look then. Here we go. Right, I've got a map up. Apologies about that. Right, there we go. Got it. Up the hill now, in towards Coppers, and then on to Stocky Straight. Running down the straight now. Crusher Bro has had his time invalidated though, so we will go on board with somebody else. Let's go on board then with... Let's not go on board with Andy, because he's off through the Crane of Curves, I think that is. It is through the Crane of Curves and through the old hairpin, actually. So just after the whole hairpin, he has lost that car. We'll go on board then with Kieran McGinley, who was just in behind as well. of course, TTL F1 commentating extraordinaire. Also on the esports last week as well. I watched that just before we were supposed to do the TTL F1 driver reveal. We had a few problems with that. Obviously, Kieran did it by himself. But the esports was fantastic to watch last week, and Kieran doing a good job there so far. 27.9 goals quickest. McKinley for you in second with a 29 flat. Let's go on board with Racing at Home, of course. One of CRC's very own drivers joining us, of course, for his second week in a row. He comes across the line now, and he's set to 28.3, only 0.3 of a second off as he comes down into turn 1 at Redgate. But Kieran McGinley currently out on top. Racing at Home in second, McKinley for you in third. Mia Olwoff must have had a bit of a spin somewhere on that lap because he is well off the pace, as did Andy, of course, through the old hairpin. Let's go on board back up. Let's go back on board with Crusher Bros. He comes through McLean's and now through Coppers, through 7 and 8. Now running on to Starkey Straight, and let's go on board with him once again to really reflect on, see how he is putting the input into the chicane. And I will, of course, do shut up a little bit for this. Coming down towards the S's and through Goddard's, this will be. Let's see how he takes it. Crusher Bowl through the corner. Hits the apex very nicely indeed. That's much cleaner than, obviously, his last lap. Getting invalidation. This could be quickest out of the lot. Kieran McGinley has picked up an invalidation. So it's McGinley for you. Crusher Bowl right to the top of the standings. 1.6 seconds ahead of Kieran McGinley. Somebody special is going to have to beat him here tonight. The Norwegian, 1.6 seconds ahead. He takes pole position currently with 5 minutes to go in qualifying. Kieran McGinley again getting his lap time invalidated for track limits. One board though with Alan Kay, who has had a really great season here in TT_Project Cars. Sadly not going to be following us ahead in TTG in any of the leagues in TTG. We do, of course, wish him well in any future endeavours that he does decide to do, and I'm sure we will see him around in some shape of some form. I'm also going to announce something very, very great that is coming back at the end of January, if I am allowed to do that. I hope I have got permission to do that, but I will try and announce that at the end of the stream, and trust me, it's worth waiting for. Alan Kay though on a lap. Crusher Bro currently still at that 26.3. We are through halfway in qualifying, and it is Crusher Bro who is currently out on top with Kieran McGinley in second. Racing at Home in third. Yeah, Olwoff has improved with a 28.6. It improves through the first sector with 200. And now towards McLean's and through Stocky's Bridge, and then into McLean's here at turn 7. So Mia Olwoff looking good through there. Oh, just losing the back end slightly. Crusher Bro has set the new fastest lap at 25.8 for Crusher Bro. Fantastic lap again from the Norwegian. Somebody is off in the background. I have a feeling that might be Alan Kay that is off, and there is a spinner just ahead as well. That's Racing at Home, I think, that has just spun. Yeah, Racing at Home has spun, and it was Alan Kay who went off in the background at McLean's as well. So just to pick up on that for you guys. McKinley for you though has gone second with a 27.2 to his name, 1.4 seconds off Crusher Bro. And McKinley for you really reflecting on a great season for him as well in both the Formula Reynolds and indeed the Racing Roulette as well. Finishing second in both championships, stealing second place on the final round by 7 points in the end in the Racing Roulette and 118 points. And then finishing up second again, 223 points to his name. That is not what we like to see. He's 10th off and he smashes through some of the boards. Can he control the car? No, he can't. He's back into the pit lane now. I think he's realised that he didn't want his car to get damaged, so he's into the pit straight away. I think that's the best thing to do there, to be honest. Andy on the lap though, the Scotsman, and again another driver that has had such a great season here in TT_Project Cars. Many of the guys have as well. But Andy, 198 points in the Formula Reynolds for Team Panasonic, also finishing up in third in the Racing Roulette, fourth in the Formula Reynolds. Really good eye-catching performances being put in by our drivers here tonight, and as I've said early on, it will be interesting to see the mould between the CRC drivers and the TT_Project Cars drivers. It is something that you will have to keep on board with. Somebody is off track. Was that Mia Olwoff that was off track? I think, yeah, it was. Mia Olwoff was off track. Kieran McGinley is into the pits. Racing at Home has had a lap time invalidated. However, we stay on board with Andy, who is coming to the end of his lap. He's now reaching the chicane now at dear me, I don't know what's going on here. My track map has disappeared. Absolutely fantastic. Andy through the final corner in the Barlows. Sadly no Gary Barlow in the commentary box here tonight, but I'll try my best. Hopefully he will relight everyone's fire. 1:27.7 for Andy. I'm going to hate these take that puns, honestly. 1.9 seconds off 1:27.7. A nice lap there from Andy. Very good indeed. Let's just get on board with that track map again. I've got it up finally. Don't know what went wrong there. Bit of technical difficulties going on, I think, there with my iPad. But Crusher Bro on a lap. He's 4 tenths off and he's just invalidated this lap as well, so that might be his qualifying done. Alan Kay has came into the pits, 31.9 his personal best, so he's not going to be bettering his time there. The Irishman will be looking to make up positions through the field. Mia Olwoff has had damage. You can really see actually that car, he's trying to either get gravel off those tyres or he has had a moment somewhere and he's got suspension damage. I have a feeling it's the former rather than the latter. Yeah, you can really see he's just weaving up his tyres, trying to get them warm, I think, more than anything else. Plenty of lights flashing in the background. That looks like it's keeping, looks like Racing at Home is just ahead of me. Olwoff just got to take avoiding action there. Goodness me, if he did that one more time, there would have been contact there. But Racing at Home through the final corner. I think he's just starting up on a lap. Crusher Ball feels he's done enough, 25.8. Racing at Home, however, goal second with a 1 second improvement there. Racing at Home with a 1:27 flat. Very nicely done indeed by Racing at Home. And he goes ahead of Andy, he was just in behind him out on track as well. Got Mia Olwoff just in between them both, sandwiched in between them both. Andy, Racing at Home, and Mia Olwoff, the final 3 to complete laps. So we'll go in order. Racing at Home coming through the Craner curves and now running down through into Starkey's, into the old hairpin I should say, and then into Starkey's Bridge. Racing at Home just loses control of the car slightly, he's onto the grass. That will save the lawn mowing later. Andy's just in behind out on track and goes up by 200ths of a second. Mia Olwoff, as I said, just in the middle of them both. Looks like he's improving as he's caught Racing at Home after that track excursion onto the grass. We'll go on board then with Mia Olwoff, the Italian, who, just reflecting on his season, really did well. Racing at Home obviously feels he's done enough. Second place I think might be on the cards for him. So only Andy and Mia Olwoff then we are waiting in the Machuca racing car. Mia Olwoff and the Barlows racing car for Andy as well. Both of them running down the straight within about a second of each other. This will make for great action, I should say, in the race, which of course we do have 2 20-minute races as opposed to the 2 15-minute races and we normally have in Racing Roulette and the 4-minute Reynolds. Of course, this is the Cup event. You are tuning in to this. Mia Olwoff and Andy coming across the line within a hair's breadth of each other. Mia Olwoff did improve. I have a feeling Andy might have improved as well. Yeah, he went second with that. It's only 7 tenths off, 26.6. So Crusher Bro takes it. Andy second. Racing at Home third. McKinderfee fourth. Keith McGinley, Mia Olwoff and Alan Kay are the 7 drivers in that order. We've got a panning camera shot for the first time in absolute ages. Goodness me. But 20 minutes will begin very shortly indeed. I'm going to have a quick check of the comments to see how you guys are getting on. Shall I pull off to the side at the start? No. No, by all means don't. Come from the back in the final race. That's a better option, I think, for that. But, of course, that was Crusher Bro in the comment section. Hopefully these guys are going to be providing some great action out on track. And I soothe my throat down with a non-alcoholic drink, which I shall not name. But we are going to get going here very shortly indeed for 20 minutes worth of action. Of course, it is based on qualifying times. I do believe it is a random grid or reverse grid for the other race. We'll have that confirmed, I'm sure. The light sequence is on as we're about to go green, and Crusher Bro gets a very good start from the line. Nobody invalidation off the line, which is good to see. Crusher Bro then down into turn 1. We'll check the defensive line as Andy has got a good start on Racing at Home, and Crusher Bro does pull off to the side, which just makes this race a hell of a lot more interesting, I think. Andy ran the outside of Racing at Home through turn 1, and that is a very nice move if we can pull it off, Andy, through turn 1 on Racing at Home as I now run down the hill through the Craner curves. and towards the old hairpin at turn 4. Now side by side and racing home around the outside line. Andy on the inside line. McKinnon for you just in behind this as well. Racing home on the inside line as Andy loses control on the curb. How on earth has he recovered that, and how on earth is there no contact on that? Andy with a superb recovery to avoid everyone. Absolutely everyone. There's been contact, I think, further down. Mia Orwoff has just dropped a little bit of time. Crusher Bro has already made up a couple of positions. Alan Kay and Mia Orwoff struggling early. Kim McGinley is up the inside of McKinnon for you. Got the move done, I think, now down up the hill. Now through McLean's and then into Coppice at turn 8. But great action so far. But this is all led Rissenholm, who has gone way off track. Can he rejoin in a safe manner? Yes, he can. Crusher Bro, by the way, is already up to 4th position, so pulling off to the side has really not worked for him. Kieran McGinley leads the way down into the S's for the first time and towards Goodards once again. Kieran McGinley leads the way through there very nicely. The courier service car leads the way 0.3 of a second ahead of Andy coming across the line in second. So the battle of the TTL F1, or one of the former TTL F1 commentators against one of the current TTL F1 commentators. I, of course, will be taking Andy's position as of next season because of work duties for Andy. Great move by Crusher Ball up the inside. Racing at home says thank you very much for that as well. And it is 1.1 seconds separating the top 5 out on track. Mia Orwoff has had a bit of a glitch. The timing has just fixed itself. He's 5 seconds behind Alan Kay right in the background of the shot there as well. But have you ever seen it so close here in the Ginetta Juniors? I don't think you have. Kieran McGinley leads the way through the first sector once again, through the old hairpin, and now underneath Starkey's Bridge they come. And Kieran McGinley leads 1.5 tenths of the gap, but that gap is being closed down by Crusher Bro, who takes the inside line now towards McLean's. He's going to be on the outside into McLean's through turn 7. And he's running the outside and much more traction around the outside there, and the Norwegian makes it look very easy. That's, of course, why he is the champion of Formula Reynolds on the racing roulette. Is racing at home. Speaking of racing at home up the inside, and there's 3 wide coming out of Coppice. Oh my God! Jesus Christ, nearly having a heart attack here. McKinnon for you, Andy. Keep it clean, guys. Keep it clean. Look at racing at home being involved in this as well. 4 down into the S's. Goodness me, keep it clean, everyone. Andy ran the outside. Brilliant move by the Scotsman. If he pulls it off, he has. Andy has pulled it off. Racing at McKinnon for you is off in the gravel. Looked like he got caught on the curb more than anything else. Kieran McGinley is, however, waiting up for him. So Kieran McGinley and McKinnon for you obviously having a little bit of contact there. Racing at home and Andy now firing out for second. All of this leaving Crusher Bro out in front. Good sportsmanship shown there in the background of shot as McKinnon for you has been let through by Kieran McGinley. That is what we like to see, and that's what we like to promote here, of course, in TT_Project Cars. Sportsmanship at its finest. And that has now left me at Orwoff in 4th position as McKinnon for you obviously had contact with Kieran McGinley. Alan Kay just in the background of shot as well, running in that 7th position. We'll roll and Bordeaux with the battle for second. This is the closest battle out on track. I will go on to the other guys in just a minute as well. Crusher Bro leads by 3 seconds, but the real battle is between Racing at Home and Andy. Racing at Home with a fantastic debut performance last time out. Crusher Bro has just lost a little bit of time, now locked up into McLean's, and this just gives Racing at Home and Andy a bit of a look in now, and the pack now begins to close in even further just in behind. Crusher Bro though leading the way 0.4 of a second, flashing his light, and he's going to let people through here. I think this is going to be a little more interesting. Crusher Bro giving us the action and what everyone's paying their licence fee for. Whether there is no licence fees, but not the BBC. Racing at Home leads the way 3.5 of the gap from Andy, who had a much better run through the S's there. And now down the Wheatcroft straight, down towards turn 1 at Redgate. 0.5 separating the top 3. In the background of shot, looks like Alan Kay was just going offline a little bit. Crusher Bro launches up the inside of Andy, tries to get the move done into Redgate. Not quite. It's going to be side by side. It's going to favour Andy on the inside line now through the crane of curves. Crusher Bro leaning onto him slightly. This is side by side through the crane of curves. Crusher Bro's got to be aware of the danger. Andy's on the outside, a little bit of lag kicking up there. But Crusher Bro through the crane of curves has got the move done on Andy, and that's fantastic driving by the Norwegian. But Andy now coming back at him through the old hairpin, and now into Starkey's Bridge through 5 and 6, and then into McLean's at 7. Andy around the outside now. He's on the inside line. This will favour him. Down into McLean's. Has Andy got the move done? Crusher Bro with the traction around the outside. It's still side by side. These guys have been side by side pretty much since the start of the lap, and Andy is not giving this up without a fight. Crusher Bro wants to seal it around the outside. He's went wide though. Crusher Bro's went wide. Andy said thank you very much. And Crusher Bro rejoins safely. Amir Orwoff goes past as well. So Crusher Bro's got it all to do. We're 5 minutes through here in the Cup event. This is only race 1 as well. And it is Racing at Home who now leads by 9/10 of a second. Andy now in second. Amir Orwoff in third. McKinnon for you in fourth. With now Crusher Bro in 5th position through the S's. King McGinley is in 6th with Alan Kay at the back in 7th position, but still going around and probably just trying to keep it within his own right, just try and keep the car on level on the track, and hopefully we will get to see him on the back of these guys very shortly indeed. You never know, if there's any contact that happens ahead, Alan Kay will be the one that will pick up the pieces. On board with King McGinley as we run down through the Crater curves. 4.6 seconds separating the top 6. Alan Kay is still running around and behind, of course, through Redgate. He must have went wide, he's just losing a little bit of time there through Redgate. But we're right on board with the battle for 4th and 5th currently. It's, well, the battle for 3rd really. It's me, Orwoff, McKinnon for you, and it is Crusher Bro. Well, let's go on board and let's really get a sense of how Donington National really is for these drivers out on track. So we slowly approach the halfway stage of race 1 here in the Cup event. The Ginetta Juniors, of course, around the Donington National track. And of course, I'm James Head 14, going to be taking you through the action for the entire evening, as Mia Orwoff is just under pressure now from McKinnon for you. Go on board with McKinnon for you. Beautiful bonnet cam basically with him. Is he going to try and launch it down the inside into the S's? Let's see. Let's go to trackside cam for this. McKinnon for you down the inside. Oh, just overcommits himself. He's into the gravel. He's on the curb, but avoids any contact, which is what we like to see. Keegan McGinley now says thank you very much, possibly for a free position here. McKinnon for you doesn't want to lean on him slightly, but McKinnon for you is going to have to defend this. Is he going to try and launch it down the inside? I wonder, into Redgate. Keegan McGinley takes that defensive line, covers him off, and he's through, and he's up to P5. We've got plenty of penalties being picked up. Crusher Bro now running in the dirty air, struggling as Racing Home and Andy are getting away. These cars really provide for some great action, and Mia Orwoff and Crusher Bro, 3rd and 4th at the minute, now fighting it out for the final podium spot at this stage. Remember, we've still got 12 minutes to go in the race. Let's just check on board with some of the timings. In fact, we'll go just off that for a second. We'll go on board with Crusher Bro, who is now lunging on Mia Orwoff. He's now coming towards through Starkey's Bridge and now into McLean's. Keegan McGinley's probably waiting in behind and probably thinking, well, if these two contact, I'm in the right position to pick up the pieces. Machuca racing car of Mia Orwoff just goes slightly offline. That gives the advantage to Crusher Bro, and he's up into that 3rd position. The Italian now will be under pressure from Keegan McGinley in behind with McKinnon for you just in behind now as well. There's the timing screens. 2 seconds for Andy, 2 seconds for Mia Orwoff, and a second for Alan Kay. They are all corner cutting penalties and track extension penalties, whatever you like to call them, here tonight. But Keegan McGinley trying to launch it down the inside of Mia Orwoff, not quite. Bit of a Constantino effect, just holding up McKinnon for you a little bit. That will again an advantage for Mia Orwoff. Crusher Bro now in clear air can now try and bridge that gap to Racing at Home and Andy. But 1 minute 26, 1 minute 27 lap times for these guys, and Crusher Bro is just, I thought he was slowing down there to let these guys through. He's going to wait up for battle anyways. He's going to provide us with some sort of battle. He should be catching the guys ahead, I think. Racing at Home and Andy are going to be the two, I think, that will fight out this way, and as Racing at Home gets caught on the curve coming through the old hairpin. Goodness me, Tokyo drifting through there. He's set an even time split, which is good to see, and Racing at Home 1.4 seconds ahead of Andy, currently leading the way. Crusher Bro in 3rd, Mia Orwoff in 4th, Keegan McGinley in 5th, has just been overtaken actually by McKinnon for you around the outside. So Kieran obviously has had a moment through the old hairpin. McKinnon for you says thank you very much. No, he doesn't, because he's gone for his own Tokyo drift himself. Mia Orwoff has gone past Crusher Bro as well. In all of that, he's up to 3rd. And now McKinnon for you has been overtaken by Keegan McGinley, so it is chopping and changing between these two, and there's battles of aplenty happening here tonight. Kim McGinley and Crusher Bro have all picked up penalties as well. Racing at Home and McKinley Field, the only two that haven't picked up any form of penalties so far here tonight. The penalties might decide this race, you know. McKinley Field on the back of Kim McGinley is the one we are on board with. Let's cut to the on-board camera as we just get a blade of grass going through camera shot there. McKinley Field is beginning to close in on Kieran McGinley. Just through Redgate, Andy is trying to catch Racing at Home. Just in the foreground of shot there, they were just flying through turn 1. Definitely saw Andy beginning to get a little bit closer to Racing at Home, just as an observational point. McKinley for you though, with a much better exit. He's got a bit more speed than Kieran McGinley as he comes through the crane of curves now. Let's go on board with Bumper Cam, which is the camera you're on board with at the minute, as he switches to the right hand side, trying to launch it down the inside. Kieran McGinley aware of the danger and aware of the position, and keeps that position as well. We'll focus then on the battle for the lead between Racing at Home and Andy. 0.8 of a second separating these two out on track. Hopefully everyone enjoying the stream so far. Maze coming in with the Penguins, which is fantastic to see. Fantastic to see you all here tonight as well, Maze, which is great for everyone here. We are through halfway, by the way, in the Cup event in the Ginetta Juniors, and there's Racing at Home who leads with an ever-increasing margin now. 1.4, 1.5 seconds. Andy's had a moment, I think, coming out of McLean's and through Coppice, through 7 and 8. And he's just lost a bit of time there, and Racing at Home sensing possibly that this could be his race now to lose. Andy in second. Let's push Bro in third. We'll go to the ever-present danger, though, of McKinley Few on the back of Kieran McGinley. We'll go on board, and let's really get a sense of how McKinley Few is driving this from the inside of his car. 1:26.5 set there. The timing screen's just going a bit haywire for a minute as Crusher Bro and Mia Olwoff go side by side through Redgate at turn 1. Crusher Bro on the inside line, Mia Olwoff on the outside line, and just shielded by Kieran McGinley at the minute. But let's keep on board with this. Let's actually go on board with Roof Cam to really see how these guys are fighting just ahead, and McKinley getting closer to Kieran McGinley as well. Really eye-catching camera shots here tonight, I've got to be honest. I'm trying to provide you with the best camera shots for the best action. McKinley and Kieran McGinley now beginning to close in as well. As I said, Racing at Home and McKinley for you haven't picked up any sort of penalties. McKinley for you just a little bit of contact there slightly. Mia Olwoff, but he sails it down the inside. Could it be a 2 for 1? Can he seal and deliver it down the inside into Coppice? Let's find out. McKinley for you on the inside line, Mia Olwoff on the outside line. Always got to favour the guy on the inside. Just got caught in the grass there. Mia Olwoff even, and Mia Olwoff now down into that 6th position. No contact there, and Alan Kay has retired from the race as well. So the Irishman not going to be finishing up in race 1. Hopefully he'll be better luck, of course, in race 2. Racing at Home, though, still leads the way, and it's now became a bit like a washing line on them. They're spread out quite evenly now. Racing at Home leads from Andy in 2nd, with Crusher Bro in 3rd. He's got to try and close in on these leaders. 6.5 minutes to go of this 20-minute endurance race. Of course, we've got another race to come as well for the Ginetta Juniors around here in Donington National. Mia Olwoff thought was 1 minute and 27 seconds behind there. He's not. He's only 10 seconds off the leaders. But Andy doing a good job here in 2nd. Crusher Bro now in 3rd. McKinley Few has pulled away from Kieran McGinley. They're all within around the same time slots here at the minute. McKinley Few, Kieran McGinley especially. So they're about 1.2, 1.3 seconds away from each other at this stage. But it is enough not to pick up any dirty air, and that is what is key for these cars. You don't want to be losing the back end through some of these corners, especially at this track, because the back ends do tend to kick out. And Racing at Home is now under pressure from Andy for the battle for the lead as well. We're about to come on to lap 11 here in this 20-minute endurance race. We are slowly approaching the end, and Andy, Racing at Home slowing up. Racing at Home slowing up briefly there, maybe to prioritise the exit of the corner, but that was a bit strange. Not sure if he had a problem there actually, Racing at Home. Let's go on board and see if we can see anything. No, fuel's fine, everything's fine. 5 laps of fuel left, which will be plenty for this race. But Racing at Home under pressure from Andy as the Gary Barlow sponsored car comes through turn 1. Andy with 5 minutes to go now beginning to get right on the back of Racing at Home. Through the corner curves they come, and then into the old hairpin once again. Crusher Bro is beginning to close in on this as well. He's 3.7 seconds off. If he is making a late charge now, he could get it before the end of the race. Do not doubt him for 1 second. Trust me on that. Andy, 300th of a second ahead on his personal best as it closes in once again on Racing at Home. Racing at Home will be feeling the hair's breadth behind him, with Andy closing in, the Scotsman. But the Brit doing a good job out in front on, remember, his only second race even TT_Project cars on this final night, of course, before we move to the CRC, which of course will be streamed on this channel, and we will have hopefully 2 leagues running as well. I will be alongside Cavagnaro for one of them. I think it'll be for the top tier, the GT3s. I think we are running GT3s for both. Andy right on the back of Racing at Home. 4 minutes to go. I will confirm any details, by the way, about CRC at the end of this stream. Racing at Home just very wide there through the S's. And now Andy senses the opportunity. The Scotsman and the Brit go side by side with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go. McKinnon and Kevin McGinley are getting quite close in the background of the shot as well. Let's go briefly on board with that, as long as Andy, Racing at Home, picks his spot, defends it like a champion at the minute, Racing at Home. But Andy, side by side, this is going to favour him. This part of the corner curves will really favour him. He's on the inside line. He will gain the time here, and that is what's going to be seen. Is he going to try and find it around the outside? Not quite, and I think Racing at Home just does cut the corner down enough, but maybe not enough, because Andy ran the outside now into Starkey's Bridge, through turns 5 and 6. Andy will be on the inside line into McLean's, and I think Racing at Home is not going to give this up without a fight. But Andy, down the inside into McLean's, gets the move done. Fair play to the Scotsman, picked his spot, he delivered it, and he's up into the lead of the race. But look who was hunting in behind. I did warn you he was coming. Crusher Pro, you know how our champion likes to do these races. He is right on the back of these two. They go side by side once again, Racing at Home and Andy down the straight into the S's once again with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go roughly. I think we're only going to get 2 more laps. Racing at Home launches it down the inside. He gets over the curb. Crusher Pro could be in line for both of them. Racing at Home just rejoining track in a bit of a dodgy manner, if I've got to be honest. I wouldn't look anything into that. He had to run over the curb and rejoin the track. Crusher Pro tried to find the gap around the edge. Will have to wait at least another lap to try and get past. 3-way battle though for the lead of the race. Can we have these Ginetta Juniors for a one-off event? These are absolutely brilliant. 2 minutes to go through the corner curves. Andy leads from Racing at Home in second, with Crusher Bro in third. Kevin McGinley has gone past McKinnon for you, by the way, for fourth position. Andy is wide again through the old hairpin. And now Crusher Bro is probably going to say thank you very much for that, because he's run the outside now into Starkey's Bridge. And the Norwegian will have about 2-3 mile an hour difference. Andy's going to cut it back on the switch back through McLean's. Goodness me, they lean on to each other side by side now into Coppice at turn 8. Andy on the inside line. Plenty of grass being picked up there by the leader, Racing at Home. He still hangs on out in front. 9.5 tenths separating the lead to second position. And all of this battling is letting Kevin McGinley and McKinnon for you possibly have a bite of the cherry as well. They're only 2 seconds off and behind. You never know what can happen. Racing at Home prioritising the exit through the S's. He really wants this. A minute to go. I don't think I've been this excited for a race in ages. Racing at Home lead. Crusher Bro is in second. Andy is in third. Look at the run Andy has got from both of them. He's got the double toe running down the straight into Redgate for the final time they come. Racing at Home on the inside line. Crusher Bro does not want to give in without a fight round Redgate. Racing at Home holds the inside line. Oh, they lean on each other, a little bit of contact. This is like pure Ginetta Junior racing that you see in a series associated with the British touring cars. This is fantastic stuff. Crusher Bro on the inside line now through the corner curves. A little bit of lag being picked up there by Andy. Racing at Home now on the inside into the old hairpin. But Crusher Bro with the traction. Can he keep the car on the track? He just about does. Here's Andy trying to go around the outside of both of them. Crusher Bro rejoining in a safe manner. Racing at Home just being knocked off. Look at Kevin McGinley. Look at McKinnon for you. This is absolutely unbelievable stuff at the end of this race. Andy through McLean's for the final time, leads by 0.3 of a second. Crusher Bro in second. Goodness me, I'm going to have no voice left at the end of this. Kieran McGinley racing at home, losing a position. Looked like Crusher Bro might have just forced him out off track, and Andy has spun. Andy has spun through Coppice at turn 8. He is going to be banging on his wheel or banging on his pad, whatever. He's just so unlucky. Andy is going to be overtaken by Mia Orwoff, and that seals that, I think. Crusher Bro, McKinnon Fuse trying to launch it down the inside of the rest of the home, not quite. Crusher Bro is going to come across the line. How on earth has he pulled off this win? Changing fortunes, even the juniors, but look at McKinnon Fuse right on the back of the rest of the home coming across the line. Oh, penalties decide it, and I cannot believe what I have seen. I do believe Kieran McGinley has taken the win. Kieran McGinley has taken the win on penalties. Race 1, yeah, he does. Kieran McGinley takes it. Crusher Bro had 2 seconds more penalties. Kieran McGinley takes it from Crusher Bro in second. Changing fortunes. Racing at home third. McKinnon Few in fourth. Andy in fifth. Mia Orwoff in sixth. Oh, we need to lie down after that, but there's another race still to come. Here we go then, race 2 about to begin. We are going to get into the lobby and reset it up, of course. 20 minutes worth of action still yet to come, and if that was fun, you're in for another treat again. These 7 drivers going to do battle once again for the Ginetta Juniors. I wish we had this as Racing Roulette. This would be fantastic. Alan Kay has left the session, which I'm under the impression that there might be a new session getting set up here. Let's find out on that. Yeah, great racing, says Maze. Absolutely fantastic. And the Penguins out in force here. I do believe there is a new lobby being set up. I'm under the impression. Otherwise, I'm hosting and streaming, which is not really the greatest plan of action, to be honest. We'll see if we do get any invites to come. I will be informed. I will give you a Maze, an invite, Maze. I just want to find out what's happening over at Alan. I'm not sure if we're having... It's a win. I did it. Hashtag road to win accomplished, says Kieran in the chat. On penalties, albeit, but still, it's a win. Not going to take that away at all. So, with one race left to go, we will find out, of course, who is going to take race 2 in just a minute. It looks like I am going to have to be the lobby host for this final race. Unless said otherwise in the chat, which I will have to check in just a minute. Apologies if you are not seeing the lobby screen at the minute, but I will be inviting in Maze. As I say, I do believe we are going into a new lobby, but I'm under the impression that might not happen. Looks like the guys are ready to go. There's the invite for Maze. There is another race. Stay around. There is another race. Alan Kay is saying he's going to jump out, which leaves me to be streamer and lobby host. So I'm going to have to do a double shift here. And let's change it up. How do I change the qualifying? Let's have a find out. Let's see. You are seeing this as well, guys. So I do apologise. There we go. There we go. Hey, fantastic. And we're not going in those cars either. Apologies, guys. I will sort this out. I haven't created a lobby on this game in absolutely ages, but we're not in the Indy cars. We're definitely not in the Indy cars. Right, that's all fine. That's all fine. No. Oh dear. This is an absolute disaster. Nothing needs changing. Quali again first. Yeah, but the Indy cars are on. That's the only problem we've got now, I think. The vintage cars are on. Right, hang on a minute. I'm gonna have to sort this out. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Nothing needs changing. All right, nothing needs changing. Do you want me to start with a fresh lobby? Yes. I'd honestly, yeah. Please do that. Please do that, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing. I'll just say that on stream now. Apologies, guys. Apologies, guys, about this. Can't change class, which is short-sighted by this game. Yeah, I know. It's a bit of a shame. That's probably why I've been flicking through and trying not to change things. But obviously the new lobby has to be set up because we'll get the right cars. Dear me. 20 minutes worth of action still yet to come. Let's try and have a debrief on one of that thingy. Wheel Spin McGee. We're definitely not having the Indy cars, I'm afraid, guys. I know how excited you guys are going to get about that, but still. Oh, dear. We are going to start up a new lobby, and we will get the invites very shortly indeed. Sometimes the game changes class when the horse leaves or changes car, yeah. With Alan Kay leaving, I think that's what has happened there. That's why I can only gather. I don't even care about the cup. That's my first ever league race win. Says Kim McGinley. Fantastic stuff. Deserved it. Even with penalties, you deserved it. Absolutely fantastic. That race changed on that final lap. Go and watch that back later on, guys. That last lap changed in the blinking of an eye. It was honestly fantastic stuff by everyone out on track. And even though the racing got a bit tense in the end, it's fantastic stuff indeed. But we are going to have this new lobby set up, and we will get going. And there is the invite, just literally came through there. So, oh, there we go. Thank you to the 10 viewers that we had at one stage, by the way. See me faff on about the lobby settings there. New lobby is fresh in our minds, though, and we will, of course, have the rest director role to provide you with the best action out on track. Donington Park National, 20 minutes worth of racing still to come here for the Cup event. Needless to say, I need a little bit of a break after that, but I'm going to continue on. Why not? I'm going to continue on. Of course, a lot of great action has been happening out on track. And it seems to me that Project Cars 2 are fine with servers, because I have just seen, luckily we haven't got any F1 racing here tonight, but if that was the case, apparently the Codemasters servers are apparently down, just for anyone that is going to go on to the games later on. Apparently the Codemasters servers are down. This was a just having a look at some of the stuff that's coming through on Twitter anyways. I have a feeling the Codemasters servers are down, unless it is another problem, but I'll tell you guys that, and I'll see if there's any updates about that now. Codemaster servers apparently working, so just to clarify on that, Codemaster servers apparently working. Might have been a bit of intermittent issues going on there with that. But we're going to get going. I think if Maze is around, we can give him an invite, because he did say he wanted an invite. Oh, and an error has occurred. That's great. Right, there is the invite anyways. Oh. But we will get going very shortly indeed for 20 minutes worth of action out on track, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it. To the 3 people that are watching, thank you very much for tuning in. I think it's going to be fantastic stuff out on track. If it's anything like the first race, it will be fun. Yeah, no qualifying, or is it 10 minutes worth of qualifying? Oh, sorry, it is 10 minutes worth of qualifying and 20 minutes worth of racing. So just to clarify on that, I thought it was 2 20-minute races and then a 10 minutes qualifying for the first race, but just to clarify on that, clearly I don't know some of the rules. Goodness me. Oh, it's been a stressful day for me. It's been a stressful day, but we will get going very shortly indeed for the action. Mace is here as well, so we can begin for 10 minutes worth of qualifying and 20 minutes worth of racing once again. Who are your predictions for qualifying? Do let us know, of course, in the comment section. Not in the qualifying section, I should say. And a bit of breaking news, actually, just coming out. Twitch, apparently, in a bit of news related to streaming, Twitch apparently have been sued for £2.1 billion over illegally broadcasting Premier League games. So that's just a little bit of news coming out there for Twitch, and I'm sure you guys are on Twitch, probably streaming races on Twitch. So just a little bit of news on that. 2.1 billion worth of US Super Bowl season. Thank you very much. Glad to be commentated on by you. Honestly, that was the best race of the season for me. That first race. If the second race is anything as good, then obviously you guys and I am in for a real treat. Goodness me, if I can get my words out tonight, then So, just having a look at the point system, and thank you to Andy for doing the points very quickly indeed. Kieran, 25 points. Crusher on 24 with the fastest lap and the pole bonus point as well. Bristol Home on 20, McKinder for you on 18, Andy on 16, Mia Olworth on 15. It is all to play for these guys here out on track, and of course we are here once again with 1 minute's gone already in qualifying. Crusher Bro first out on track, and the Norwegian will be looking to take another victory here out on track tonight. Of course, Kieran McGinley's still from him on the penalties very late on, but he did come across the line in that first position. And of course, is anybody going to spoil the party, I wonder, here tonight? I think they might, and they might if they do that. He might. Somebody might just take qualifying at pole position now. Crusher Bros trying to recover the car. He's off track completely. That is Mia Olworth, and I hazard to guess Kieran McGinley just coming through camera shot. Crusher Bros rejoins safely. Mia Olworth has got to realise that the weaving occurring is just going to maybe give Kieran McGinley something to think about, and he slows down efficiently there, but just to pinpoint it out, Maze is disconnected from the session, which is not ideal. I think he has got those invites, and those invites can be used to rejoin the session as well. So just to clarify on that. But we are down. Next driver is currently out on track. We'll go on board with Mia Olworth, who is currently on a lap here. The Italian doing a good job in that first race, of course, driving to a very competitive standard. And the Italian now running down the hill, looking good. Oh, we're loaded with his controller, he's saying. He loaded with his controller. Maze on 0 as well, just to clarify on the points. Mia Olworth though is on a lap, and we are now coming through McLean's once again, through turn 7, and then through turn 8, of course, at Hoppus, which is turn 8, of course. 7 minutes to go still in qualifying. Only 1/5 of the way through this qualifying session. Mia Olworth is first out on track, as I've said. That looks like it's Racing Home just ahead of him, or McKinder, one of the two, getting out of the way. That is Racing Home, I think, just getting out of the way there. Andy's had his lap time invalidated. Mia Olworth, though, around the final corner. Looks like Crush Bro is going to probably take pole position now, or provisional pole, sorry, with this lap coming across the line. Crusher Bro, Kieran McGinley, Mia Olworth. Crusher Bro takes it, 25 flat. Kieran McGinley in second with a 26.2, Mia Olworth in third with a 27 flat. Andy just coming across the, McKinder for you, just coming across the line with Racing Home. It was just started off on his laps. Let's go on board with the Brit. It was, of course, still a relatively, a relative debutant, really, in TT_Project Cars. Of course, coming into CRC, Maze has joined back, which is good to see. I almost rhymed that. Racing Home, though, on a lap. Through turn 4, the old hairpin. We have seen a lot of Tokyo drifting there from him already here tonight. But Racing Home doing a good job so far out on track. And it looks like that car is actually sponsored by Ineos. If we have a look very close indeed. Sorry, it's Emoji is the thingy. I have just knocked over my bin. That is absolutely fantastic because nothing was in. But racing home, running up the hill in the Emoji colours, in the Emoji sponsored car. If I was Ineos, then goodness me, I need my eyes testing. Oh. Let's go on board though let's keep on board though with racing at home. 5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. May's just joining in, which is good to see. Causes a bit of frame rate issues, but nothing too major. Racing at home. Was invalidated this lap. That didn't look like an invalidation to me. We were on board with that. That did not look like an invalidation to me. Game, you are stupid. 5 minutes to go in the session. McKinnon for you. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. Crusher Bro, oh my goodness. Crusher Bro through the corner curves, just losing control through Redgate and then through turns 2 and 3 at the corner curves. And he's gone third, the 1:26.6 for the Scotsman. And we are through halfway here in qualifying. Now there's Crusher Bro who has taken it currently the 25 flat. Kieran McGinley in second, got that from him. 1.2 seconds off the pace, but well on board then with the Brit. Of course, my soon-to-be commentating extraordinaire, lead commentator for TTL F1 come the new year, and of course I will take this opportunity to wish everyone, and I know it's still 10 days away, or 9 days away, a very Merry Christmas, because I probably won't be able to say that much this week, because I'm going to be chopping and changing really through the streams. Of course, TTSL will be the final stream before the Christmas and New Year break, and then we're back to do it all over again, like Jeremy Corbyn likes to say, in the after the 2017 election, and look what happened to him in the 2019 election. Kieran McGinley, though, coming across the line. He was improving through the first and middle sector. He's 5/10 down right at the end there. Crusher Bro didn't improve in behind either. Me or Wolf just getting out the way there. Somebody's just improved. McKinnon for you has just improved with a 1:26.277. Only 1700ths off Kieran McGinley there. Very good lap there from McKinnon for you. Right behind Kieran McGinley. And only 1700ths. It's not that much, but honestly, 1700ths in these cars would feel like an absolute age. You've got to try and pinpoint every single line here out on track, and it is very difficult to try and improve lap upon lap upon lap in these cars. McKinnon for you showing it through the first sector, 2.5 tenths up through the first sector. Crusher Bro is right on the back of Mr. McGinley, and his lap, he looks like he's improving, and I wouldn't be surprised if Crusher Bro sets like a 24.6 or 24.7 with this lap. He's coming towards the end of the middle sector, and he is 3 tenths up. So this is going to be, and he's not going to be 3 tenths up because he's went wide. He's went wide through Coppice at turn 8, and that is unfortunate. McKinnon Few was spun in the background. Good avoiding action there by, I think that was Mia Olwoff that was avoiding that. It was Mia Olwoff that was avoiding that. Got board though with Mays, who's just come across the line to start off on his lap in a beautifully coloured red and white cast-in liveried car. And not to be dissimilar to the colours that Sunderland AFC wear, of course. And for those of you who might not know me that much, I am a Sunderland supporter, and I do live there as well. So, May's running the typically red and white Sunderland car. And it looks like the bridge on top of the livery there looks like the Weymouth Bridge as well, which is in the city. So, this is bringing back haunting memories for me, I've got to be honest. May's doing a good job though out on this lap currently. Racing at home is also on a lap, I do believe. He might have just came out of the pits actually. We'll right on board with him now though. We'll go back on board with Mays to see out the rest of his lap. He's just coming through into McLean's there. My voice begins to go after the exploitations of the first race. Racing at home though, about to come across the line in the Imochi liveried car, and he does settle lap 36.7, but that was an out lap by the looks. Mays though coming down the straight into the S's, who turns 11 and 12. There are only 12 turns on this track. There are 14 turns I do believe on the Donington GP track. Oh sorry, there were 12 corners on the GP track, but 10 corners on the national track, which are on tonight. Mays about to come across the line to finish off his lap. 32.6, he will improve on that. Had no time to mute the mic there. Bless me. Crusher Bro though, out on top in this session, 40 seconds to go with 1.2 seconds over Kevin McGinley. Makinda for you is in third. That's right on board though with Makinda for you. Through the final corner. Oh, and he's just picked up an invalidation. That is typical commentator's cursed luck there, and he's just losing the control of the car. Heading into the pit lane, but he recovers it well. And Crusher Bro feels like he's done enough. He probably has, I think. 25 flat. Don't think anyone can really improve on that. One driver that will take on board though, right at the end of his lap, racing at home through turns 9 and 10 at the S's. Looking good through there, tacking on, he's invalidated as well. What is it with people invalidating when I come on board with them? Oh goodness me, must be like a stick of glue that just sticks to them and doesn't want to get away. They try and get rid of it and they don't want to get away. Simple as that. He's on a lap though in the meantime. Kevin McGinley as well. And May's just pulling off to the side. Looks like he's invalidated or possibly down on his time. So we're going board with Kevin McGinley in the AQI Courier Services liveried car. In a typically white and orange and black liveried car there. Kevin McGinley across the line, does improve, 26 flat, he's only a second off. Good lap by Kevin McGinley. And Mays across the line not improving either. So we've only got Andy and Mia Olwoff to come across the line, and then everyone is finished here in qualifying. Andy in the Gary Barlow sponsored car in the final corner. Hopefully, Mia. All Andy's got to do is pray. 26.4 for Andy, his personal best. Mia Olwoff into the pits, rightly so. I think he lost control of the car, no way of recovering that. And the Gary Barlow sponsored car, Andy across the line in 4th position there on his personal best. The tech puns will be flying out of here by the end of tonight. Crusher Bro takes it though. Kevin McGinley 2nd, Makinda for you 3rd, Andy 4th, Mia Olwoff in 5th. Mays ahead of Racing at Home, which is quite interesting. Let's see how Racing at Home can do from the back of the field. 32.6 and 36.7 respectively for those drivers. And we should be getting going very shortly indeed for the final round of the Cup event here tonight. Only 2 races, of course, and everyone's sinking in now to the action, and we should get going very soon indeed for the action here. Let's just check the comment section though in the meantime. And let's have a look at the comments. Get everything I could have got out of the car there, Kevin McGinley says. Yeah, great lap as well. Starting 2nd on the grid. And we are about to get going for the final time tonight and the final time in TT_Project Project cars. Right down the way we go. Crusher Bro gets a very good start. Andy as well got a very good start just in the background of shot. But Crusher Bro will lead them down into turn 1. Is he going to do his tactic? Yes, he does. He pulls off to the side. It's 3 wide now down into turn 1. Kevin McGinley lunging around the outside, and Kevin McGinley takes the lead of the race from Andy in 2nd. Everyone is clean through. Makinda for you. Sorry, Kevin McGinley just going wide. That's Makinda for you, trying to fight for the battle for the lead. Now through the crane of curves. That is Racing at Home as well. Racing at Home. What a start he's made. He's up to 2nd. He's up to 3rd maybe. Yeah, he's into 2nd. McKinley just losing the car slightly. Racing at Home up into 2nd. Mia Olwoff takes a little bit too much curb and a little bit too much grass down the left-hand side of the car. He's now under pressure from Mr. McGinley. And Mr. McGinley now under pressure with Crusher Bro just settling in the back of shot. And is he going to try and come from last to first, I wonder? Mays just in the background there as well, right at the back of the field at the minute. 3.9 seconds off. It's still all to play for though. Andy leads the way from Racing at Home, so the Scotsman now out in front by just a decreasing margin of about 8 tenths per second. To come down towards the S's once again. Andy leads, Racing Home in 2nd, Makinda for you 3rd, Mia Olwoff, Kevin McGinley, Crusher Bro, and then Mays down at the back of the field. Looks like he might have maybe gone just slightly slower than some of the cars ahead of him. I'm not sure if that might be a problem he's got, but certainly might not have had any practice. That might be why he's just going around for the points. Oh, my goodness me. Getting absolute shock. Andy leading the way into turn 1. Racing Home in 2nd, Makinda for you in 3rd, Mia Olwoff is in 4th, Kim McGinley is in 5th, Crusher Bro in 6th, Mays in 7th. And they stay as they are as they come through the crane of curves. Racing home though, right on the back of Andy as they come down the hill now. Through the crane of curves, now into the old hairpin at turn 4. Racing home down the inside. Andy gives him the room, gives him the space. And he's off track slightly. Look at the run of McKinnon for you. Oh, just boxed off there. He tried to sandwich it between both of them and probably would have got the lead of the race there. But it's just been sandwiched off completely by Andy and Racing home. And crusher ball down the inside of Kevin McGinley in the background of the shot. He's got the move done. The Norwegian is up to 5th position past Kevin McGinley and they're actually side by side coming out the corner. Kevin McGinley doesn't want to let this go. Kevin McGinley around the outside. He will try and switch this back onto the inside. Everyone through. Copper safely and Racing home leads the way from Andy in 2nd. McKinnon for you in 3rd. But now Mia Olwoff with a much better run on McKinnon for you. Gets the move done and the Italian is up into that 3rd position. McKinnon for you in 4th. And Mia Olwoff has got a penalty already. McKinnon for you, has he got a problem, I wonder? He's dropping through the field. He must have got caught on the gravel or something. Andy right on the back of Racing home. No. Now for the lead of the race. Until lap 3 we go. No DRS to be enabled on this lap, of course. These cars not designed to have DRS. It's a shame. But Racing home leads the way. Andy in 2nd. Mia Olwoff in 3rd. Just to confirm the timing, he has got a 2nd penalty as Mia Olwoff. That is the 2nd penalty for Mia Olwoff. And I think these drivers will track extend here tonight. Lovely engine sounds there from the 6-speed sequential gearbox that these cars have. Andy the leads. Oh, I thought there was going to be a bit of contact there between Mia Olwoff and Racing home. Crusher Pro. Now, is he going to try and switch it down the inside of Mia Olwoff? Kim McGinley, Racing home. And McKinnon for you, all very close together. It's hard to keep up. Racing home, was that dropping down? Yeah, Racing home just dropping down 2 positions. McKinnon for you through. Maze is probably going to be wondering, thinking, if these are a lot of battle, I could have a chance of picking up the pieces. You never know what can happen. Racing home has picked up a penalty as well. That's probably why he was slowing down. He slowed down and lost positions. As a result, he's got a penalty. 2nd worth of penalty there for McKinnon for you. But Andy leads the way in the Barlow sponsored car. He comes across the line. But Crusher Bro right on the back. Much better exit by the Norwegian, and it is going to be job done. Look at the speed difference. Down the straight, Crusher Bro says thank you very much. He's through into the lead of the race. But the tow and the slipstream will begin to come into play for the guys in behind. Crusher Bro will not necessarily get away that much out in front. That's what I tend to find with these cars. They're normally very close action. Mia Olwoff and Andy, both these have had contact before this season. We don't see a repeat. We don't see it there. Andy stays in 2nd place, just runs wide. Mia Olwoff in 3rd. Andy just gains a little bit of time. Crusherville really wants to dominate this race, I think. Wrestler Holman's on the inside line of McKinnon for you. He's right on the back of Mia Olwoff as well. It could be 3 wide into McLean's, who turns 7. Let's go on board then, actually, with Kevin McGinley and see how this is panning out. Now Andy has picked up a penalty, so Andy has picked up another penalty as well. And that should be a 2nd's worth as well, just to confirm. It's 3 seconds worth for Andy. 3 seconds worth for Andy. Goodness me, Crusher Bro is wide. Crusher Bro very wide onto the grass. Looks like he is rejoining. Looks like he is going to be rejoining. And then these guys go on, probably providing us with the battling once again. But Andy leads the way. Oh! And Andy looked like he just got a snap of oversteer and has gone completely over the curb. I am very surprised that that car's not got any suspension damage. Back to the battle for the lead though. Racing home now, having his try on Mia Olwoff. There was nothing I don't think Andy could have done about that. It was just a pure bit of oversteer right into the back of Mia Olwoff. Mia Olwoff goes into the back of Racing home. Has got to wait up for that, and he does, and he has got a bit of sense after all, the Italian. And he has waited up for Racing home. Good sportsmanship shown there. That's what we like to see, and that's what we like to promote at the end of the day. Kevin McGinley for a 2nd win, possibly, leading the way. But McKinnon for you in 2nd. Remember, these are 20-minute races, not 15 minutes that you guys have been used to here tonight. But Kevin McGinley leads by 0.3 of a second from McKinnon for you in 2nd. Crusher Pro around the outside into McLean's, trying to get the move done on McKinnon for you. Not quite, no room at the inn there. We are approaching Christmas. As Crusher tries to go around the outside now on McKinda for you. McKinda for you just leans on Trim. Very difficult camber on the corner through Copper. So McKinda for you will always have that inside line and will always have that position sealed. But look at the training behind. Rest it at home. Mia Orwoff. Let's go on board with this. Let's have a look at how this is going to pan out. Mia Orwoff. Go on board with roof cam. 3 wide into the S's. Rest at home has pulled it off. Rest at home has pulled off a remarkable move there on Crusher Pro. McKinda for you runs up the curb slightly. Mia Orwoff as well. Just had a slight bit of a mistake as they are running through the line onto lap 6. King McGinley leads by 1/10 of a second and is just trying to pull away that gap. It's not 1 minute 17 seconds as you guys are now seeing out on track. But King McGinley definitely looking quicker now than resting at home, and some of the guys ahead, there's a little bit of offing going on in the background. McKinda for you, I think, just run onto the grass slightly. Mia Orwoff and Andy right on the back of shot. Any more penalties being picked up by these guys? Nope. No time penalties to be added on for any of the other drivers, as Mia Orwoff is just also completely on the car. How on earth has he recovered that? How on earth has he recovered that? That is absolutely remarkable. The Italian looked that looked like it was going to be a full 360 spin. I've got to be honest, that looked like it was going to be a full 360 spin. How on earth he has recovered that, I'm a bit speechless. And I'm not often speechless. Crusher Pro onto the grass. Whew. Goodness me, he's lost time, obviously, letting people through once again. He wants to provide the action out on track. Looks like Mia Orwoff is going to be let through here as well. Oh no, he's going to give the slipstream down into the S's. Mia Orwoff trying to commit the car down the inside, not quite. Crusher Pro, they'll force in a bit of a mistake there, and they lose time as a result of that. Gives Kevin McGinley a 5/10 advantage out in front and improves on his personal best. From resting home in second, McKinda for you right on the back in third. Quite a few penalties now being picked up. Crusher Pro and Mia Orwoff has now added to their penalties. 1 second's worth for Mia Orwoff, that is who was added to his penalty. May's still running around at the back of the field. Let's not forget about him. May's running around at the back of the field. Just running around for the points, I think, here tonight. And for, of course, track experience. So this track might come on next season. You never know. I think the calendar has been announced yet for CRC, but once that is announced, I'm sure it will be on their Twitter at CompetitiveRC, and I will repeat that at the end of the stream as well for you guys to possibly sign up for next season if you haven't already. Please do so, because if you are inspired by the action out on track, Crusher Pro has just lost the position to Mia Orwoff just in the background of shot, ran very deep into McLean's. Mia Orwoff says thank you very much. He's up into 5th position. Kevin McGinley now under pressure from resting at home. And resting at home from the back of the field, remember. 7th position, Kevin McGinley starting from 2nd. So we've got a bit of the front and the back scenario here. We are through halfway. Here. Oh, and resting at home. Right on the back. That was beautiful camera shot work there by the cameras on the track. Crusher Pro, by the way, has got back through on Mia Orwoff just in the background of the shot. He's now back into 5th. Mia Orwoff down into 6th. Resting at home, lunging it down the inside. We've seen this before. Down the inside he goes. Kevin McGinley not expecting that. Bit of dodgems going on, but clean, competitive move by resting at home. Pulls off the move. He's into the lead of the race. Kevin McGinley into 2nd. McKinda for you in 3rd. Trying to continue his good form. That was left on the line last week, of course, at the end of the racing roulette and of the Formula Reynolds. McKinda for you doing a good job in 3rd position. Andy in 4th. Rest at home now has actually picked up a penalty. It's a 2nd worth of penalty. Crusher Pro has got 2 seconds. Andy has got 4 seconds now. Just to update on the penalty scenario. Mia Orwoff is losing time to Crusher Pro just in behind. But Andy and Crusher Pro will look like they're going to do battle. And we've seen this before as well this season. Kevin McGinley and racing at home. Finding out in the lead battle at the minute. We'll go back on board with that actually. Let's take cockpit cam and let's take on board with Kevin McGinley. Really seeing a real driver's eye view here of the action out on track and the toll that is being picked up. 5 of the guys have picked up penalties. Kevin McGinley running through nicely in 2nd position. Much better exit than racing at home. Racing at home now under pressure. 8 minutes to go roughly. Kevin McGinley right on the back of Racing Home for the lead of this race. Goodness me. Crusher Ball right on the back of Andy. Is he going to try and under down the inside into Redgate at turn 1? Yes, he will. Crusher Ball's up the inside. Is Andy going to repay the favour? Back down the inside of him. I think he might. Got to run off through Redgate. Now into the corner curves. Andy through turn 2. Much more favourable. Crusher Ball now on the inside, more favourable. And now Andy on the inside, more favourable. So through the corner curve, side by side. Crusher Ball and Andy. Go! They're leaning into each other. A little bit of contact. Barrier boards go wild. Crusher Ball is off. Crusher Ball is off track. And he's into the wall. Crusher Ball is into the wall. The Norwegian. Unbelievable. Andy didn't do anything wrong there, I don't think, to be honest. It was just a bit of leaning onto Crusher Ball. Crusher Ball will be joined, hopefully in a safe manner, but all of that has now left Kevin McGinley into the lead of the race. Racing Home has made a mistake somewhere out on track. We're just riding on board with that. And Racing Home has now lost 2 positions. Kevin McGinley now out in front. McKinnon for you now in second. And he's lapping at a slower pace than the 2 guys last lap around. But he's right in contention now. So maybe there's been a bit of contact, I wonder, between them both. I don't think there has been. Kevin McGinley leads the way down the straight. McKinnon for you in second, but has got to defend off Racing Home, who is now on the outside line, much later on the brakes, down around the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact. Racing Home will go wide here through Redgate. Looks like McKinnon for you might go pick up the position, and again, Racing Home just gives the dodge 'em look essentially there to McKinnon for you. Not sure if that was maybe on purpose, just to warn him that he is there, to give him more space. And McKinnon for you now turn to knock him off track. This is getting a bit aggressive out on track, if I've got to be honest. Guys, calm it down. Calm it down. Simple as that. Simple as that. Take a moment, reflect on what you've just done, and do the decent thing, and be clean and competitive. That's what we promote here in TT Project Cars. Some drivers may fail to avoid that at times. But McKinnon for you is now 2 seconds off Kevin McGinley, and this has really turned into the McGinley show here tonight, I've got to be honest. Kevin McGinley, he's been waiting for his first league race win in absolutely ages. Absolutely ages. He picked his first race win up here in TT Project Cars here tonight, and he's doing a good job out on track. 1.5 seconds the gap to McKinnon for you, who was slower last time around but has caught through the final corner through the S's. Racing Home is in third. He might be quicker at the 3, I think. Andy's in 4th by himself. Mia Olwoff is in 5th by himself. Crusher Ball with that damage is still continuing in that 6th position. Looks like he hasn't got any respective damage, which is good to see, but he has got a long mountain to climb from there. Mays is nearly getting on the back of him as well. Kevin McGinley and Mays, by the way, still yet to pick up any sort of penalties. Kevin McGinley, though, out in front. No, you wait for 1 league race win, 2 might come at once. Kevin McGinley, it's like double-decker buses. You're waiting for 1, and they come at 2 of them come at once. But McKinnon for you, oh, Mays has picked up a penalty now. Mays has picked up a penalty. It's a 2-second penalty. Look at everyone's penalties. That's just really favouring Kevin McGinley out in front. Even if he starts to lose some of the positions, I mean, the guys behind have got 3-second penalties. He's essentially got... He could lose 5 seconds, I make it out as. Kevin McGinley could lose 5.7 seconds and still end up winning this, or getting second. But he can afford to lose another 3 seconds on McKinnon for you. So that gap is probably going to be anywhere, I think, probably be about 4.2 second buffer, essentially. 3 seconds added on, it's about 4.2, 4.3 seconds at this stage. Kevin McGinley still keeping it within the white lines. Everyone else failing to keep it within the white lines, with all the red showing up on the left-hand side. We'll go on board with Racing Home, who goes wide through Redgate at turn 1. Just with a bit of grass mowing there. The lawnmower coming out briefly for Racing Home. 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go. I think we're going to be in line for another 2 more laps after this. We'll see how it pans out throughout the course of this lap or so. Crusher Bro is trying to catch Mia Olwoff, who is in 6th position. Mia Olwoff currently in 5th. There is Maze running in the back as well. Everything's just gone a little bit quiet. So, speaking of which, it's not going quiet because McKinley for You and Racing Home now fighting it out for second. McKinley for You is under sustained pressure now from Racing Home. It was a second slower last time around, 27.8 compared with 26.8. Racing Home, and begins to filter him in 6/10 of a second, running down the straight once again for the one of the final times. It appears to me we will get another 2 more laps after this race. Once it comes through the chicane, this is going to be very close on the line. Keep an eye on the time at the top. I have a feeling this is going to be the penultimate lap of the race that we're starting now. I have a feeling that's going to be the case. 1 minute and 10 seconds, yeah, it will be. It will be the penultimate lap of the race. So Kieran McGinley onto the penultimate lap of the race will lead the way. From McKinley for You in second, Racing Home in third. These are the 3 main protagonists now. But Kieran McGinley, with no penalties, is surely going to be taking 2 race wins in a row here in TT_Project Cars and 2 league race wins in a row as well. Even though it is the cup event, I think it still should count. Racing Home leading on McKinley for You. We want to see good action between these guys. No contact that we saw earlier on. McKinley for You trying to defend the position. Racing Home on the outside line. Got to really stay aware here into McLean's. Racing Home on the inside line. McKinley for You on the outside line. Job done. Racing Home down the inside into McLean's. Gets the move done. Pays it off. And Racing Home is into second position. McKinley for You down to third. No response there for the Brit. And Racing Home has gone into second position. Good move there. Good clean move. More importantly. Andy and Mia Olwoff just in behind. We are about to go on to the final lap of the race. And it is Kieran McGinley who does lead the way. And he is not for speed. He could lose 5 seconds now and still win. That is what we are saying. And that is what I'm saying in the exit poll. No election funds for me tonight, I'm afraid. Racing Home and McKinley for You second and third as they come across the line. Kieran McGinley leads 2.1 seconds briefly. Racing Home, McKinley for You down into turn 1. Andy, Mia often in 4th and 5th. There is Crusher Bro in 6th, not being as day at all. Amazing 7th at the back of shot. But Kieran McGinley, the one that has excelled the most in the Ginetta Juniors, is onto the final lap through the crater curves for the final time. And Kieran McGinley is on his way to becoming a dual race winner in TT_Project Cars. I think it's very fitting that we end off on this front with Kieran McGinley taking both wins here tonight. He's been an avid servant to the TTG leagues across the years, and I will be joining them, of course, in TTL F1 come the new year. One of my new roles for the new year, as I seek to expand on my commentating roles. Kieran McGinley 1.4 seconds ahead, has only got to keep it within the white lines, and then that is it for him. 7 seconds worth for Racing Home, 5 seconds worth for McKinley for You. It's all over and done with. Kieran McGinley is already celebrating. He doesn't want to celebrate too soon though, you know how it can end up. McKinley for You trying to close in on Racing Home in the back, but Kieran McGinley is going to be a dual race winner here in TT_Project Cars. He's about to come across the line. He is absolutely happy with himself. McGinley takes it. Kieran McGinley wins. Racing Home, much better lap in second. He spins it out. Thank you very much to him. Oh, and that's a massive crash for McKinley for You across the line. Andy is about to come across the line in 4th. No, he's not. He's going to do donuts in 4th. Mia Olwoff has got 4th then. Gets the line. Andy is going to be coming across the line in 5th. He is doing donuts in the Ginetta Juniors. Crusher Bro and Maze about to come around the final couple of corners. Andy's got to get a move on if he wants to get a good position. Andy still doing the donuts. Is Crusher Bro going to aim for him? No, he's not. Oh, Crusher Bro is probably going to do donuts now. We are at the end of the season. This is the end of the era, really. Crusher Bro across the line in 5th. Andy and Maze are going to be coming across the line of teams together in 6th and 7th position. And Maze is probably going to get on the act and do some donuts as well. With 10 seconds to go until the race complete. Kieran McGinley takes it. Andy across the line backwards. And Maze doing donuts. So that is the end of TT_Project Cars. We'll fill you through with the race order. And it is Kieran McGinley who takes it. 5 seconds worth of penalties, but he takes it. McKinley wins. McKinley Few second, sorry, with 5 seconds worth of penalties. Racing at home third, me off in fourth, Crusher Bro in fifth, Andy in sixth. Mays not finishing, but we'll give him a seventh just because. But that is the end of the era here in TT_Project Cars. What a phenomenal season it has been. Thank you very much to Andy and to the organisers and to the stewards, me included as well in all of that, for putting on what has been a great 7 weeks, 8 weeks, including the Cup event, 7 weeks worth of action for the TT_Project Cars, the Formula Reynolds, and indeed the Racing Roulette as well. It is the end of the era here in TT_Project Cars, but remember, at Competitive RC, do follow them on Twitter if you've got it. Do sign up to next season. I'm sure the sign up link will be posted, the form will be posted in the chat for next season of CRC, which we of course will be covering here on the TTTV channel. But in the short term, do come and join me tomorrow night for the TTL F2 Classic Cup. We are going to be having that tomorrow night, and I'll just confirm what the outline is going to be for that tomorrow. If my messages do decide to load, and I will just come off the game there as well, come off the lobby, and we'll get this up. I do apologise, I am having a few connection issues with my iPad at the minute, so I do apologise. But the TTL F2 for tomorrow, I can give you some details of what is going to be happening tomorrow. That is the Season 6 chat, I don't want that. Season 5 chat, yeah. So the Classic Cup tomorrow, we are in the 1992 Williams FW14B. 2 one-shot, 25% races, probably lasting around an hour and 15 minutes in length. Do come and join in for that. If you have been in TTL F2 all season, do come and join in for the Classic Cup, because you will be missing out on quite a lot. And of course, sign-ups are open for Season 6 as well, and I do expect that plenty of you will be signing up for TTL F2 Season 6 as well. That will be starting after the new year, I do believe, if I recall. The car picks are open, and there's going to be quite a few new drivers joining in next season as well. VRT Venom among the list for that. But that is it from me for TT_Project Cars. We bid farewell to a living legend of the TTTV channel, CRC to come. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Come and join in for tomorrow night in TTL F2. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.